you've instilled a lot of confidence in me, and you probably don't even realize that, just because of how kind and nurturing and how you want to develop me. Like, your goal isn't for me to stay on this program forever. It's for me to find the right tools that's sustainable for my life that I can then use for the rest of my life. Without a doubt, trust Vanessa and Derek and their team, because they are legit and they are going to steer you in the right direction.
Hi, everybody. Vanessa here. I have Allison here with me. In 16 weeks, she is down just about 16 pounds and a ton of inches. I'm super pumped about her progress. So we wanted to share her story. So Allison, I'll ask you the first question. What motivated you to start training with Right to Fitness?
I was getting married. Well, I just got married this past weekend. So I wanted to feel confident in my wedding dress. I didn't want to go in thinking, do I look fat here? Do I look, like, should I not choose this wedding gown? I didn't want my arms to be flabby in my wedding dress. Like, those were all the things that were like going through my head at the time. I went to high school actually with Derek. I was watching his videos, over the course of, I don't know, at least a year. And he was always so passionate about what he was doing. And, even back then, Derek was always the kindest, most passionate, most determined person. And I knew that he wasn't going to back a program that he didn't believe in. So, like, this person I know personally, and I knew that he was not going to steer me in the wrong direction. So as soon as we had that first initial call, that really motivated me to want to join. As a cancer survivor, I was not taking care of my body. I didn't trust my body anymore. I didn't think that there was value in my body, because I felt like it betrayed me. But I knew that in order to really feel connected with myself and get back to who I was as a person, I needed to get my body back to where it needed to be stronger. So that's what started me.
And previously, have you tried anything else to achieve your health and fitness goals?
What haven't I tried, I guess, is the right question. I did Weight Watchers for a while back, probably end of high school, beginning of college. And that worked for a while, but it wasn't sustainable. You're given a book, okay, you can only eat 30 points of food. So then I was always hungry. So then I was cheating because I was eating more than I shouldn't have been eating because I was still hungry. I would cut calories, but of course, still hungry, not sustainable. I would go to the gym. But with my busy lifestyle, I dreaded going to the gym. So then that wasn't sustainable because I hated going. I really felt like I tried everything that I knew would possibly help me lose weight, but nothing was sustainable. So nothing ever happened. Nothing ever kept going. I didn't continue to lose weight because it wasn't sustainable for me.
How did you feel before starting your transformation program?
I had no confidence whatsoever. I felt lazy. I kind of felt unworthy. I felt lost, like I didn't really have like a purpose, which seems like strange that it's, like about, like my body and my, the way that I view myself. But all those things really affected, just the way that I felt about myself. And I was really lost. I think that's just what it comes down to. I was lost.
When I asked that question, it's obviously physically, like, how did you feel? But I love that you touched on like mentally, kind of like where your headspace was. And I know we're going to get into some questions here where you're going to answer how that's changed too. So not only physically has your body changed, but I know mentally you're in a much better headspace, which is great. So what was your first goal when you started out?
I didn't want to have flabby arms. That was my first goal. I was like, okay, I'll just tone my arms, and then I don't really care about the rest of my body, because that's what, like, I want to wear sleeveless shirts. I want to look good in my way. Like when I wave, I don't want like flabby arms. So that was really my first goal, was to not have flabby arms. But then it ended up being more than I probably have ever dreamed or could have imagined.
Yeah, that's great. And that kind of goes right into the next question, which is, what results have you seen since starting Right to Fitness?
Okay, so the flab is there, but we're working on it. It's not, I've lost probably an inch and a half, 2 inches on my arms alone. I have lost a tremendous amount of inches, like over my midsection. My legs are toned. I have muscle in my arms again. I lost about 15, 16 pounds so far, because our journey's not over yet. But most importantly, I have so much more confidence in myself and my abilities over what inches I've lost or what numbers on the scale.
Yeah, that's great. And I know for you, I want to touch a little bit about just how your relationship with food has changed. I think starting out, that was something that I don't want to say that you struggled with, but you were just unsure of like what it all meant. And you're eating more food now. Can you, expand on food wise, how that's kind of changed for you over the, last 16 weeks?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're all kind of brainwashed into thinking that the less we eat, the more we're going to lose. So, the first couple of weeks, I didn't see quite the amount of weight loss that I was, hoping that I was going to see. I was like, oh, well, I should be dropping, 10 pounds, in the first like 3 weeks. But I wasn't eating enough. So Vanessa, recorded a video and sent a video explaining to me why I wasn't losing weight. She's like, oh, you're not eating enough. I'm 5'9", and Vanessa, how tall are you?
I'm about 5 foot tall. So you got almost a foot on me.
So she's like, you're eating less than what I'm eating. She's like, that's why you're not losing. Your body is like holding everything that you're eating because it's like, I don't know when it's going to eat again. So that I had to really think about that. I'm like, well, that makes no sense. I'm like, I don't know what she's doing. She's crazy. But I trusted her and I was like, okay, I'm going to eat what I'm supposed to be eating. I'm going to increase my portion size. Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to be hungry. This was all something. And I still struggle with that. It still doesn't quite make total sense, but I trusted her and I ate more and I lost. I'm like, so I still don't quite understand how that works because I've been brainwashed for the past 35 years into thinking something completely different. But it's true. So, just that relationship with food is totally different. It's more like, and I was always one of those people that was like, okay, well, as soon as I ate breakfast, what am I having for lunch? Food was my primary focus. But now I look at food of more like, okay, I know I need this to sustain my life, not as what I should be focusing on. So that's my relationship with food is completely different than when it was going into it.
And I know we talked a lot about too early on, just your cravings for sweets and sugar cravings. And I think we worked through that, realizing hey, when I eat more, I'm satisfied. Therefore, I crave less sugary foods, which was I thought, a really big breakthrough for you, which was great.
Right to Fitness and Derek and Vanessa, their whole thing is not to completely change everything about everything that you love. It's like, if you want to have the cookie, go ahead and have the cookie, but I don't even want the cookie anymore. I'm like, oh, I'll just have a yogurt instead. And that will, that'll help or, curb my sweet tooth. So it's my whole relationship with food is completely different.
Yeah. I love that. It's great. What aspects have our coaching have you most enjoyed?
I very much enjoyed how personable you are, how personable Vanessa is. She doesn't, you don't make me feel guilty about, anything I've done, or if I haven't reached my goal, for this week, we look to the next week and how we can, just better what I've been doing. It's not, I've never felt bad about, my progress. I've never felt bad about what I've put in my mouth. You've instilled a lot of confidence in me, and you probably don't even realize that, just because of how kind and nurturing and how you want to develop me. Your goal isn't for me to stay on this program forever. It's for me to find the right tools that's sustainable for my life that I can then use for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you felt that. I'm glad you felt the love. Yeah, it's really important.
Absolutely, 110%. And not only you and Derek, but your whole staff, your whole coaching staff, they're so positive and they celebrate your little wins, and just the community that you've built with all of these women I don't know any of them, but you feel like you are a part of this community that's just trying to be better. We're trying to make ourselves better. So it's great.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks.